Hello everyone, welcome back to a new HarstemCasts video. Today we're going to be having a look at a best of 3 played between, in the top right, spawning as the red Terran player, playing for Team Liquid. It of course is Clem. And in the bottom left, spawning as a blue Protoss player, playing for Team Axon, it is going to be MaxPax. I misclicked, I couldn't zoom in properly at the same time as I wanted to do the turn of the camera. That's okay. We have a... This is a fast gateway, isn't it? 3846. It's gonna finish too fast. Yep. This is a gateway that finishes 10 seconds faster than your regular gateway does. And that's because this gateway was built at 13 supply. So what he does in this case is my man MaxPax, he builds a pylon at 12 supply, cuts a couple of workers, gets a gateway at 13 supply, gets a very fast cybercore. Cybercore will go down at 114 rather than at 124. Now this is a build order that allows you to send an adept across the map very rapidly. At the same time we see Clem opening up with a 2-gas Reaper into factory opener, which is a very very safe opener. This is very good against things like proxy void ray, proxy stargate, proxy gateway, basically everything that MaxPax does. This is good against, except I don't think it's actually that brilliant against 12 gate 13 12 pylon 13 gate. And the reason I say that is because I actually think you want to get your CC on the low ground. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. If you want to get your CC on the low ground and it starts this late, I don't think double gas openers in TVP are actually that great against the 12 pylon 13 gate, because I don't think you're going to be capable of taking out this adept, are you? It's going to be very tight at least. He's going to need to micro very well with these Reapers, but at least his SCV won't be able to survive. He can just shade away. Yep, that is definitely the correct call. I love that he decided to shade away here. That's such a good call. A lot of people would have just kept attacking, but he realizes, okay, this CC is very late. This means there's either going to be a second Reaper or another Marine or something strong. Oh, that's bad for Clem. Losing that Reaper is really painful, because he kind of wanted to fight like triple Reaper, single Hellion against these two adepts, and he would have been absolutely fine, but single Hellion, single Reaper against two adepts, that's just not going to be it. There's a third adept coming out right now. Good micro out of MaxPax, by the way. He's gonna get this this car. He's gonna lose... Oh my god. He's gonna lose an adept for it, but he kills another Reaper. This is... What is this start like? Oh my god. 2 Reapers, 1 Hellion and an SCV have gone down, as the third Reaper also goes down. I think this car is going to end up dying, but maybe he'll just go for the SCV for now. Yep, okay, this car is dead as well. Probably shouldn't be tanking too much damage from that Marine. Yep, that's the perfect way to do it. He's gonna get 3 more shots in. He's gonna get this Marine. Oh my god, this start is so good. This SCV is gonna go down as well, I believe. One more shot, one more shot, one more shot. Oh my god, there goes this Marine on top of that. MaxPax absolutely destroying Clem here in the early stages of this game number 1 here on Beckett. What is the follow-up for Max? Oh, it's DTs. It is DTs. There is nothing here for Clem that can deal with DTs. He will only have a single CC down for scans. Cyclone finally is out. There's a Stalker moving across the map. This is a shade forward, which means he's going to lose both of these adepts. Not just one, but yep. You can see both adept losses. So that's very nice here for Clem. Prism is on the way. I'd love to see a battery. Yeah, this is... Ooh, this actually could be a little bit tight right now. This looks so stupid because it's literally a single Cyclone and a Viking, but there's only one unit out. He can warp in one more. I believe he does have a warp gate. Where's that warp in? He does need to warp that in, buddy. You do need to warp that in. Yeah, that's gonna be a dead Stalker if you ask me. Oh, that's a beautiful pickup. That's just such a beautiful pickup. I wonder if Clem realizes that this is DT, or if he thinks it's perhaps a 4-gate blink. Something of the sort. There's a second Cyclone and a second Viking out as well. The Stalker is actually just barely going to end up dying. Raven starts. I think Clem might have an idea of what's happening. He's gonna fly back with his Viking, back home with his Cyclone. There is a single scan available here. There's a second scan available in the natural as well. And the Raven is about to finish up. Let's see, take a look at Clem's vision here. First person, okay, he sees the DTs, he sees the Prism as well, and he sees that he's losing his Cyclone. Good micro so far out of Clem. He's gonna get this DT, without that DT doing too much damage. 4 or 5 workers have gone down. A bunch of workers going down in the main base, and Clem's Raven a little bit late. This is a good scan. We'll be able to catch at least one of these. And now the... Clem? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Once the Raven pops out, he decides, okay, I can get this one as well. 10 workers have gone down, but so have a Prism and 3 DTs. I think, though, the 10 workers might be a bigger deal here. We do see that Barracks 2 and 3 have finished. You can see a tech lab switch right now, which means that Stim should be done in about a minute or so, minute and a half. Well, maybe 2.5 minutes if he doesn't start it. Starting tank production as well. I'm not sure if he does this out of safety or if he wants to push out. I'm not quite sure what his plan is here, but this is looking like just a tank push out. His marine count, I think, might just be a little bit too low. Blink is very close to finishing up as well. RoboBay is on the way and so is a Forge. I think MaxPax is just... It's such a good spot. He's pretty far ahead, actually. He's actually just pretty far ahead. He's trying to take out this Raven right now. He's gonna micro in combination with that Prism to cancel these Cyclones. Turret goes down, loses one Stalker, saves the... No, yeah, saves the second one. So, not the worst start here for MaxPax. And once that Blink finishes up, he's going to be in a fantastic position. There's a probe here spotting on that bottom side. Yeah, with Blink down, a lot of these units are going to end up falling. I'm surprised we didn't see any Blink usage. Instead opting to walk back into the Prism. That was one Stalker that went down. Even though MaxPax has all the tools, he's not utilizing them too well in my opinion. He's not looking super solid here. Stim is over halfway done. So about 40 seconds remaining on that upgrade. +1 has started as well, but it's a long way, about 100 seconds away from finishing up. We are getting a decent worker count here for Clem. He's right now at 40. He has his second tech lab done as well. Should probably be starting something like Combat Shield. Yep, there we go, Combat Shield starting. And no reactor yet though. It's gonna be very rough if he doesn't have a reactor. He needs to get a reactor at some point because you're gonna need your medevacs. This is a Prism that's trying to fly into the main base right now. 4 Stalkers in there. We'll be able to do a little bit of damage. It's not even just about the damage. So this really does 2 things. So first of all, obviously it gets him about 200 minerals value. Oh my god, this is brilliant. I wonder if that was the plan. If that was the plan, that was absolutely lovely. Another thing that it does is it kind of forces Clem to not only keep the Viking at home, but also be like, hey, I probably need to rally either in my natural or on my ramp. I can just straight up reinforce towards the front, which is an issue because Clem... Oh my god! That's a good blink forward, but I feel like if he would have stimmed, he would have been able to get a lot done there. I'm surprised he didn't stim after that blink. Actually, extremely surprised. Clem is trying to push forward. Losing that Raven is painful because it means that this Colossi is going to be so much more useful, and this is a mainly Marine army. If this was an army consisting of 8 Marauders and 4 Marines, I wouldn't care as much. Here comes the stim finally. A little bit after I initially expected it. Infantry weapons level 1 is not done yet. Good initial trade though for Clem. Takes out a lot of the Stalkers, loses 2 tanks. If he had a Raven here and 1 or 2 medevacs, I actually could see this being a fight, but without the Raven, the Colossi are just way too good against what Clem has. We see an 8 Marine drop being rallied up is gonna straight... No, it's actually just barely going to end up missing that... Oh, no. Realigns his rally point and actually flies straight into the pylon. Very, very unfortunate here for Clem, because this means that MaxPax will just be capable of dealing with this. Yep, here comes the warp in. Stalkers are going to be in position. Yeah, Clem's base is just kind of undefended. He doesn't have a third on the way. He has a single tank, which is sieged up. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. He is sieged up, but yeah, this is not looking absolutely brilliant at all. I love this little run by. Well, actually, no, I don't like this at all. This is terrible. I thought he was gonna go up, and I was like, why would he go up this ramp and not just move his entire army here? It didn't make a lot of sense, but MaxPax, yeah, I mean, MaxPax really doesn't need to attack. He's a 4 base against 2 currently. He's out upgrading his opponent. He has a better army composition. He has good map vision. There's actually nothing that he needs to do. There's actually nothing that he needs to do. He just needs to sit back, relax. Perhaps add a couple of gateways, go up to 10 or so. I wouldn't even mind going up to 10 gateways here. I mean, you're on 6. You could probably add a couple of workers. Doesn't need to though. Doesn't really need to. I mean, he's only on 4 gas. Maybe 6 gas. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. 6 gas, throw down your Templar archives, or even just start building a couple of Archons with DTs. Like having 2-3 Archons in this army, I wouldn't mind. He has 1 right now, but a couple extra are really nice against tanks in general. So I think it would really be a good option. Now we see the main base actually floating over towards the 3rd. Clem still staying very, very passive here. Of course, realizing that he has absolutely no shot if he will move across the map. What is this path? Hello? What are these guys up to? Their nuclear waste in their hand. Yeah, I mean, Clem needs to siege up and take a good defensive fight. I don't see any other possibility. We see a 5th base going down. Now, MaxPax probably thinks he's playing against a 3-base Terran, but in reality this is still a 2-base Terran. He's gonna figure that out right now. As he... he still thinks it's there. Harstem 2 sides. He's like, alright, let me just harass the guys working. I kinda wanna see his first person here. He's afraid of a drop in the main. Gets the blink down. That one marine drop did a lot. This is a good position though for MaxPax. And now Clem is completely caught off guard. Disruptor tries to go for a flank. Or well, probably just a miss rally, but you know, always try to frame it in a positive way. A couple of tanks are gonna die before they even get a shot off. To restart, I was wondering if he had thermal lance. Because I was looking at these Colossi and I'm going, that doesn't seem right. Like he needs to walk way too close. And indeed, forgot his thermal lens upgrade and he didn't quite realize. That's gonna make these fights actually a lot harder. There once was a game, which I think is one of the last professional games that Grubby played, in which he played a 35-minute game on, I want to say, King Sejong Station against Happy, in which he forgot thermal lens for the duration of the game, which that game ended up being really close. It was a very sad game, because I was a bit of a Grubby fan. I just liked him to win. Yeah, this game is pretty much over, even without the thermal lens. The upgrade's just a little bit too good. 2-1 against 1-1. The supply just a little bit too good. 160 against 110. And the game just ends there. 1-0 for MaxPax. We'll be heading into game number 2. Game number 2 in this best of 3 between MaxPax and Clem. Zooming in on this pylon, as it's a lonely pylon. It's a pylon without a gateway, because his friend on the other side of the map is the lucky one that gets to support this gateway. What an honor. We know he will die in battle eventually, unless this proxy gateway wins the map. This is a classic proxy gate, what we dub the MaxPax opener. First pylon in the main base, second gateway across the map. Close by the Terran natural, but still just barely outside of the vision. Terrans don't tend to scout around their base, which means that the SCV scout will need to bring clarity for Clem. Clem's gonna scout into the main base, sees this pylon, and he knows now. Open up with a marine already, he's gonna get a second marine, and he's gonna get a CC on the high ground here, so very nice start for him. We actually see no zealot being built here. I think... Okay, I don't actually know what this is. This is very interesting though, because usually you see people play a zealot with this, but because he got scouted, he decided not to, and instead he's gonna use it as a proxy single gate with maybe stalkers. It's funny because in this case it would be best for Clem to actually have the bunker on the low ground already. And the CC on the low ground. Well, not even, maybe not the CC on the low ground, but at least a bunker on the low ground to already save that area. But he's getting an adept? Good lord, what is this? Next is gonna finish in time. Clem is so afraid right now. Okay, I have absolutely no clue what's happening here. Stargate is going down as well. Huh. Yeah, this seems like such a meta game where I'm not aware enough of how this build usually plays out against Clem. But I feel like MaxPax is winning the battle of wits here. But that's just looking at the situation. I see that his his tech is a little bit delayed. He forced his opponent into a more barracks focused play by stealing that second gas, right? Doesn't have the gas to get a starport and a factory unit. I guess in theory it would have been possible to play either a mine drop or a Hellion drop, which is exactly what MaxPax wanted to bait. Okay, this is really brilliant actually. So he decided to steal his gas. CC was on the high ground, which means that second gas couldn't be taken on the low ground. This forces the Terran into either a more barracks heavy play earlier on, or it forces them into a mine drop. And I think he was hoping for a mine drop, because if he's playing against a mine drop, he can use the Phoenixes to kill all of those mines. I think he's not going to show these Phoenixes for quite a long time. I actually really love this. This is such a cool play. He's going to be pretty upset, I think, when he sees that Cyclone. It's like, oh crap, that sucks. Oh, bummer. He's still in a fine position though, money-wise. Like, eco-wise, not money-wise. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Should get another pylon actually. He's gonna walk into another supply block soon. We have this move out across the map coming out of Clem. What are we looking at? We're looking at 14 Marines in a single Cyclone. There's a battery starting up right now. One adept is moving across the map. Yeah, a little bit of a supply block here for MaxPax, which is actually, that's pain. That supply block. That's a painful supply block. This is not a massive army, and I think if you give most Terrans this army, not much would happen. But sometimes I see Clem do things with small armies that I really wouldn't think were possible. So we'll see exactly how he decides to use it. He's poking in, he's prodding, sees the Phoenixes, decides, okay, no time for me to go in here. I don't want to do that. Single adept is shading in, shading out. It's gonna give a couple of hits on this refinery. So the Clem's definitely gonna feel that. Look at that. Imagine being in SCV. You see this massive adept come in. You're afraid of your life, and he just starts attacking the building. And you're like, oh, thank God. Just like smacking the wall with his fist. It's actually kind of legendary. You should please tell him he doesn't see me. Please tell him he doesn't see me. 4 Phoenixes are out. Robo-base coming out as well. So we're going to be playing Phoenix Colossi here. Clem's economical situation is fine, by the way. I think I slightly overestimated MaxPax's position. Phoenixes are very nice. The problem with this army of Clem is that it really sucks against Colossus. I guess the problem for MaxPax is that he doesn't have a Colossus yet. He's been doing a good job with these Phoenixes though. He's picking absolutely everything up. Oh, that's 2 Phoenixes. That's 2 dead Phoenixes right there. I think he wanted to save his observer and he forgot to pay attention to the Phoenixes, which is kind of painful. There's no combat shield here yet. These sentries and immortals should... Oh. That's pain. Yeah, there's no shot here for MaxPax to have a good trade against his army, right? Not out in the open. Oh, it's gonna... Oh, jeez. I pity him. For sure I do. Now that's very painful because he's already oversaturated on the natural. He was long distance mining. He needed that third base more than anything in this game. The thing with Phoenix Colossi is that you can't really attack with it. The power of Phoenix Colossi is that it's very good defensively. You get a lot of high value units that translate into a very powerful mid game. The problem is that if you lose some type of eco while playing Phoenix Colossi, or you take some damage, that tends to be extremely bad and extremely painful, and it usually ends up biting you in the bum. We see a couple of these Phoenixes are being rebuilt right now, which is understandable but also painful because that's a lot of gas you could be investing into more useful things. So those Phoenix losses definitely were necessary. 2 tanks on the low ground are having a little party, shooting over the force fields. I don't think Clem will be able to do a lot of damage here, but he might be able to pick off 1 or 2 sentries. MaxPax doesn't have thermal lance yet, which is going to be an issue for him. I love that he's splitting off 2 Phoenixes. 4 Phoenixes at home, 2 Phoenixes here on the map. He's gonna try to deny... he's not gonna really get anything done here. Good Phoenix movement out of MaxPax. He kind of zoning that medevac out. Yeah, he should just keep his Phoenixes there, honestly. Oh, MaxPax. That's 4. That's 4 Phoenixes that he shouldn't have lost that he lost. That's the difference between 4 and 8 Phoenixes. And yep, now Clem is going to drop into that natural. MaxPax is not in position. Thermal lance should be finished at this point. Okay, 12 more seconds. But even if Clem doesn't do anything here except take out this assimilator, I still think this is completely fine for him. His upgrades are looking healthy, his supplies looking healthy, his worker count is looking good, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a fort base go down very soon. He already has barracks 4 and 5 done. You see, ooh, how many tech labs is he getting? He's playing quad tech lab. That's interesting. Usually you see triple tech lab, double reactor. He's aiming to go very marauder heavy here. Concussive shells is starting as well. Yeah, is this tanks? Oh god, there's 4 tanks in this army as well. Completely forgot about those bad boys. 2 tanks are sieging up. 1 gets picked up by the phoenixes, but good target fire out of the marines is going to drop that tank a couple more times. I think 2-3 phoenixes once again ended up going down here. Yep, 2 more phoenixes. Against 1 tank, these 3 tanks are trying to siege up more fort, and this base is a goner. MaxPax won't be able to hold this, which is painful. But it's just the way of the world. And now the marauder count is just going to ramp up. Holy crap. I never seen, well, I have seen it, but it's very rare. Also the very standard Clem armory delay. He loves to get that armory second eBay way after his 1-1 finishes. He wants to do basically a maxed push off of 1-1 units on a fort base. That is his favorite thing to do. And he's doing a lot of damage with it. He might just be straight up winning with this actually. He's gonna be pushing back his opponent by a crap ton. And I think that might actually just be enough. Once these... Oh my god, it's gonna drop to the main base. I mean, there is charge here, but there's really nothing to defend the main for now. The phoenixes are trying to fly in. These Vikings are doing good damage onto these phoenixes. This is a tricky position though. There's a lot of marines in this army, so I don't think this is quite going to be the killing blow that Clem intended it to be. Perhaps should have just stayed together with his tanks. Might have been slightly better. It's gonna end up losing 1 more tank here. The army down here is so freaking massive. Tank is going to be conceded to his opponent. He throws down a Ghost Academy, an eBay, and a second eBay and an armory. I'm gonna be going into those 2-2 upgrades. I don't think we'll see those in play though. As Clem continued building tanks, and look at that marauder count, that juicy marauder count. 21, 22 marauders and 28 marines in this army. And I mean, Colossi are good, but they're not actually that great against marauders. They're mainly good against marines. And just having consistent damage output over time against marauders, you want either immortals, archons, or disruptors. None of these are here on the field. GG gets called as Clem wins game number 1 and will be taking it to the rubber match. Game number 3 here. It's going to be played on Lightshade, and for a second time in a row we see a quick adapt making its way across the map. And for the 3rd game in a row we're going to be seeing some early gateway pressure on the opponent here coming out of MaxPax. Look how calm it is, levitating just above the floor. Beautiful. Pylon goes down the other side of the map. What do we have Clem doing here? Clem is just building a depot at home. Look at that. What a solid player. Safe and solid. We want MaxPax. Aggressive. Safe through aggression. It's a thing. Even though I have absolutely no clue how this type of stuff works out against, for example, a proxy reaper. I don't actually know. I am not aware of that. I'm not familiar enough with the build, but here comes the fake scout. I love that he's just fake scout. Very fast scout out of Clem, by the way. It's an 18 scout. Usually see post barracks scout, but Clem knows his opponent a little bit. He's like, okay, ooh, it's a double gas. That's double gas. Now that is a double gas. The reason why you play 18 scout is because you can see a lack of a nexus before you build the CC. So now you can just decide to get a factory or to get a command center first. Whatever, yeah, factory before command center. That's what I thought. He sees the cyber core here. Is going to be getting marine bunker on the high ground. Completely skipping reactor. Now I said ooh, because I saw double gas, and I'm gonna stick with the ooh, because double gas actually is It's pretty interesting, okay? Double gas here is pretty interesting. Wondering what this is going... Stargate. Okay, so this is a MaxPax build. The 1-gate proxy into a proxy Stargate. I mean, salads are good, but they can't really catch up with Marines. They're getting absolutely kited to death here. Needs to be very careful actually, MaxPax. I don't actually like this position of this first pylon. I think it should have been more to the right. Over here. I think he needs to build it now anyway over there. Okay, first Stalker finally is out. It's not an ideal start here for him. Comes the first Void Ray. Gonna start at an interesting timing as well. I like this build order though. I really do like this build order. Clem. Oh! Was that a cancel? I don't think that was a cancel. I didn't say cancelled on my screen. Clem kind of hard counters it though with that 18 scout, huh? Good old 18 scout against MaxPax. He knows he's dangerous. He knows he's dangerous. I love it. Here comes the first Void Ray. It's out a little bit later than it would have usually been, of course, if you're thinking of like a 12 pylon 13 gate Void Ray all in. Here comes... Ooh. Just gonna pop in. I wonder what the play is from here on out. Is he gonna go into Tempest? I mean, breaking this seems relatively tricky. We're not seeing rockets being researched here on the tech lab yet. It's interesting. Probably means we're gonna see a more Viking-centric approach, which I tend to kind of like. Oh, that's a bad error. That probably should have died. That was actually a very sloppy mistake there out of Clem. Uncharacteristic as well. It's gonna have to repair. That's the word I was looking for. It's early in the morning. Repair the Cyclone. It's gonna fly back to his barracks. Kind of give up that position. I'm surprised we're not seeing a reactor while he is supply blocked, by the way. Kind of would have expected that. Like, hey, you already... Like, I guess he's just gonna build a reactor with this barracks now. It's gonna move it back further. I wouldn't mind that either. So you see a gateway going down. We have a fleet beacon going down into the main base. Right now, Clem sees, hey, this Void Ray is not building anything. That's very weird. Actually, really weird. Because that means you're saving gas for something else. And the question is, what are you saving gas for? And it's a very fair question. What actually is he saving gas for? The answer to that, I do not know. I don't know. I thought he was building a sentry in this gateway, but I guess he cancelled that and now he's warping it in. Probably should be getting a forge actually here to reinforce this position for when the Tempests come out. Like, a cannon is so powerful. Just 1 or 2 cannons really helps the DPS, because the actual damage output of this army isn't that high, and you're not gonna get any better damage output than a cannon for the money that it provides you. Because the main thing you're gonna be fighting at this point is hopefully going to be Vikings. Cannons would be very useful. Either a Nexus or cannons. A Nexus here, the reason for that is so that you can use battery overcharge. And also so you get a little bit of extra mining, but really just mainly battery overcharge. Really trying to take out this... I think he's wasting too much battery energy every single time this type of stuff happens. Look how little battery energy there actually is left. Clem is doing a very good job. I almost think he can just kind of move down. Look at that. He's attacking this with a tank. He has so many Vikings that every single time this guy moves forward, he needs to... All of his batteries are just running dry, basically. He lost 2 Void Rays there. 2 Void Rays for a tank and a Cyclone. Now these Vikings... I'm not sure about this. No, I am sure about this. This is a perfect call. Oh my god. Well, I wasn't sure, but Clem was sure about it. He has the low ground CC as well. He's mining extra with them mules. He's gonna add another barracks in here. I mean, this game isn't over, okay? I've seen Terran in better positions lose games. Were those Terrans, Clem? No. Did those Terrans have a massive brain? No. But anything is possible when you truly believe in the power of Protoss. There is a single Tempest. There's just too many Vikings, I think. insane kiting micro, by the way, out of Clem. Let me just zoom out a bit on this. The way that he does it is just so beautiful. He's just getting like single shots on these Vikings, and he gets like he also gets like 1 or 2 shots in. Look at this. Oh, immediately realizes he couldn't take that fight. Goes back to repair. Ooh, that's a big hit. That actually was a very good hit out of MaxPax. Gonna take out a Viking for free. Yeah, I think cannons actually would be very powerful. This adept, yep, realizing what is happening. Should have gone there a little bit sooner. Sadly for him, didn't quite do that. I wonder what would happen if you actually try to defend this base as a Terran. So you have like a medevac and you're sending like a cyclone over here or something like that. Like what could the Toss do? Like without the batteries, his army sucks. It's not like he's gonna leave the batteries alone and the Vikings will just take out all the air units. Kind of an interesting thought. What if you just give up this base? You fly everything over here with a medevac. Then get your natural over here. How bad would that actually be? I don't know that. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Oh, he's gonna go down actually. There is a sentry, so force field is... What? Is that force field? Oh, that was a big failure there out of MaxPax. I don't think it would have been game changing, but it definitely would have been a big help in holding this off for a little bit longer. Maybe kite a bit more with the Tempest. Now all the Marines were around, there's too much DPS, and yeah, this is just it. Now the game is just actually over. This position is gonna get broken. Stalkers can kite all they want, but this is not going to work. He's down a base, he's down 30 supply. Yeah, the Vikings are gonna end up landing, and this is just going to be G to the G. 66 supply against 33. All of these batteries are gonna go down. I mean, there's absolutely no shot. GG gets called. Clem wins the series 2-1. If you did enjoy this, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, and hopefully I'll see you all next time for a new video. Bye bye.